the Senate to order.
What began as a plan for a statewide crackdown in 2023 has turned into a maze with no maps.
Dr. Meg Sullivan, and I currently serve as the Deputy Secretary for Public Health Services at the Maryland Department of Health.
A brief interview with Maryland's Deputy Secretary of Health revealed an oversight system that, despite a 2023 law making it a felony to operate an illegal assisted living facility, still allows unlicensed operators to stay open, rebrand, or avoid prosecution.
Some have said in the state of Maryland, unlicensed assisted living facilities is a form of senior trafficking and a crisis. Would you agree?
So first, I want to thank you for taking the opportunity to spotlight this issue and allowing me to talk about it. We know that this is an incredible priority for the department. When we receive information or a complaint about an unlicensed facility, it's something that we take very seriously, and we go out and investigate and make sure that we're taking appropriate action.
Can you explain a little bit about that process? When a complaint comes in, how does your agency manage that?
Yeah, so I think the first thing that I would say is when we receive the complaints from a variety of different sources, we are assessing for any sort of indication that there may be immediate action taken that's needed, whether a medical emergency or evidence of abuse or neglect or exploitation, in which case we would take immediate action. But as we work through the investigative process and work closely with our other state partners to determine what the next steps are.
There's been only one referral, as you know, to the Attorney General's office since 2023, when your agency decided to join other agencies to crack down on this issue. Why only one referral?
So maybe, and if I can just clarify, when you say the word referral, I believe you're talking about a referral for a prosecution under a specific statutory code. And I think one thing that is really incredible, or that is important to differentiate, is it doesn't mean that no action was taken. So again, as we said, this idea or the authority is, and what we do is to investigate the complaint, determine if there's kind of immediate action, and then work through the process. This may include issuing notices of violation. This may include issuing citations, fines, working with the facility to become licensed.
Deputy Secretary Sullivan's response contradicts the unanimous 2023 bipartisan effort to close the loopholes that had allowed unlicensed assisted living providers to become licensed during an investigation into abuse or neglect. We press for more clarity.
To follow up on that, though, as you know, operating an unlicensed assisted living facility in the state of Maryland is a felony. Your office joined with the Attorney General's office in 2023 to crack down to make it a felony. Why would there be any ability for people to continue to operate one and not refer it and follow the law?
So first, I want to just thank you again for putting a spotlight on this issue. I think I also cannot emphasize enough that we believe every facility that is operating needs to be following the appropriate statutes and laws, and if it's providing services that require a license, it needs to have a license.
Why would you guys continue to allow operators to find and seek out a license when the agency and the AG said that we have to close that loophole?
I think as you're highlighting, again, this is an issue that is an incredible priority for us, and our goal is to make sure that every facility is operating with a license.
This is either indifference or just lack of caring.
Maryland State Delegate Mike Griffith says the lack of direct answers by the state health department is unacceptable.
Are you confident in the state's senior care in Maryland?
Until we start holding people accountable in these institutionalized positions, we're not going to see any type of change. People are insulated, people are protected, and unfortunately, we're not taking care of our responsibilities as a state.
Meanwhile, back in Baltimore at the Maryland Department of Health, we continue pushing for answers about how complaints are handled internally. An active class action lawsuit filed against the agency last year alleges the health department failed to respond to half of more than 13,000 complaints received 3 years prior.
How many inspectors look into issues of licensing and regulation of assisted living facilities in the state?
If the question is how many current inspectors do we have that are investigating assisted living facilities?
Correct, and unlicensed, yes.
Yes, I don't have that exact number with me right now, but we can get that back to you.
Okay. And then what's the typical caseload look like?
Per
inspector.
I just want to make sure, as you can imagine, it's a complicated process. So I think there's two different things, right? There are inspections of licensed facilities and then inspections of unlicensed facilities. I would imagine the caseload differs between the two, but again, we can follow up with you on that.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm Kai Jackson. Thank you for watching. Here's another video to watch. Also, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel.